I think I bartend these days, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I also bartend, so.
Yeah, incredible. We're yeah,
Kindred spirit,
hence the
yes.
triple distilled.
Indeed. Goddamn right.
You got some ice?
Yeah, I do
some
have ice.
some refill. I just want to do a little refill here.
Yeah, do you think?
Yeah, we're drinking Bushmills right now, by the way. So
Incredible.
that's our move right now.
Normally I opt into Herradura, just because it's good shit. Or La Gritona, if you are familiar. If you're not, it's a wonderful bottle of tequila.
Which one did you say? I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
La Gritona.
I haven't had it.
It's in like this green bottle. It's like a green flask, and there's no like paper or anything on it. And it has one of those little like flip corks.
Nice.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And it's just like engraved, and it's like the most solid $40 bottle of tequila ever. Like it pulls like way above its weight class.
Oh, sweet.
We were literally talking about tequila earlier because like I listened to a podcast with a wrestler, Dax Hardwood from the tag team FTR, and he has like a new tequila every week that he tries out, and he talks about like, you know,
Notes.
all the notes and the
The flavor, the spice.
Yeah,
How much
like,
does it kick
a lot
my
of them-
ass?
a lot of them are done in like bourbon barrels, and like some are peppery and some are like you could taste the jalapeno and the agave and stuff, and I'm like, I never tasted that. I've never tasted any of that, but I've also
liquor
been
gets
like
pretty
handed I've been always handed like, here's some Cuervo, or when I was in Mexico it was like standing outside on the line for Coco Bongo. They just like handed me a shot, and I was like, what is it? They're like, tequila. And I was like, okay, fuck it. And I tasted it. It was the worst thing I've ever, like liquor wise, worst thing I've ever put in my mouth.
You get some good tequilas that you can sip on. You know, like that's
For sure.
That's what I want to try out. I like the sipping.
Yeah,
type
that
deals.
you know, some of the higher end anejos are like really, really fucking nice.
Yeah.
And like, there's so much overrated fucking tequila. Like, honestly,
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
like Patron is just like very
Oh my God.
yum. Don Julio is like good, but like no flavor. Like Don Julio to me is for people who like don't want to drink tequila at all. Like they don't want it, but like they want to do the act of drinking tequila, which is totally fine. Like, you know, I'm not.
Those were both top shelf in my bar that we were at, and I was like, why are these top shelf?
Yeah, like, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
Like,
I get it if it's like a super aged one or something like that.
Right.
Like, whatever. Like, it wouldn't be my choice, you know. I think that Fortaleza, if you've ever had Fortaleza, is
I
like.
haven't had it.
So
My brother really likes Casamigos.
Casamigos is fine.
Which
you
I
know?
think is a good. I think that for me, that's like a good. If that's at a bar and I want tequila, that'll be the one I go for.
Yeah, I think that most people probably share that sentiment.
It's pretty.
honestly.
It's pretty.
Universally liked. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. There's nothing.
Universally liked.
There's nothing spectacular about it, but there's nothing
Quite
bad
inoffensive
about it.
Yeah, quite inoffensive.
You know.
Yeah. I like that.
But yeah.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Take one on our intro because we totally didn't blow that last take. Brought to you by drinkwildbills.com, poddex.com, grillyourassoff.com. Also check out Manscaped. Shave your balls in your face, but if you want them to smell good, use mythicalbeards.com. At Manscaped, you can get 20% off and free shipping by using the promo code
Bacon Pod.
And Mythical Beards, you can get 15% off by using the promo code
Bacon 15.
Yeah, what are we doing today?
Well, we're going to talk to Dead Lakes. We're going to talk to the drummer Chon.
Chon is fucking awesome. He's a great guy.
We had a lot of fun. And you wouldn't think... I mean, listen, drummers are people too, right?
This is true. I've been saying this for a long time.
Now, you're such a fucking liar.
I know. I am not anti-drummer like you are.
No.
In fact, those people for those of you that have been listening, send Mike clips of me being like, drummers are the backbone of the band. Drummers are the most important person in the band. I actually love rhythm section. Like, I have said that over and over and over again. You, my friend, are kind of a dick about drummers. I'm just telling it like it is.
I'm just gonna say, like, I mean, drummers are okay, right?
Yeah,
they're okay people.
they are. They're okay
overall.
people. Overall,
for the most part.
The hope is that they have rhythm.
But they could be savage fucking people.
They could.
They could be.
They're not like bass players.
And
let's be honest.
Bass players.
Let's be honest. I'm going to give you 3 options right now. Who do you want least in your band? Drummer, bass player, keyboardist.
Bass player. That's a choice, right?
That's a choice. That's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
Hot take.
Maybe not. Maybe not a hot take.
Yeah.
You eliminate the bass player. All right.
Yeah, I would.
Have you ever had a keyboardist in the band?
Briefly.
Yeah? Why was it brief?
Exactly.
Maybe it's not the bass player.
You know why? You know why it's the keyboard player? Because I want to ruffle some feathers.
You know why it's a keyboard player? Because they have the volume in front of them versus the rest of us who are moving around. So when they don't hear themselves and they go, I want more keyboards, they turn their volume up on their little keyboard, and then the sound man has nothing they can do. They're like, what just happened?
Bass players are way louder.
But bass players make people move.
Right.
What keyboardist makes someone move their ass?
I don't know, but there's octave pedals.
You could play bass with a keyboard. I don't know, man. I just know that I was in.
What I know is I love to bust balls for bass players and drummers. And
what I know
drummers are people too.
Yeah.
Bass players are getting there.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Right.
Let's relax with that real quick because they're not.
All right.
Not yet.
All right.
But they're getting there.
Sure. Okay.
One day, perhaps you will get the equal rights of a drummer.
Keep fighting.
Really.
Keep fighting, bass players.
Right. Not really.
Keep fighting.
I mean, a good bass player is just a bad guitar player.
Chon from Dead Lakes, right now.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Yeah, we don't even have to welcome because we already did that before.
Yeah, we did do that.
So
today we've got
welcome back.
The drummer of your girlfriend's favorite band.
Right. That's so stupid.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Chon from Dead Lakes. What's going on, dude?
Oh, nothing much. Just hanging out.
Completely different day,
Yeah, totally, absolutely different day. I feel like it's been eons since I've talked to you guys.
Yeah, I'm so glad you've come back.
Are you feeling better?
It's crazy. It's lasted a whole week,
Yeah.
I wish I felt better. That'd be great. That'd be awesome if I could just do it like that.
Yeah. I want to get right into.
What's your girlfriend's favorite band mean?
Yeah, like
it's partially because honestly, a lot of we toured with a lot of heavier bands or whatever.
Yeah.
And they there's always especially when you get into the heavier more DIY, because we were DIY touring for a while.
Right.
You get the people who just they just want to look tough. They want to seem super beefy,
hardcore,
manly or whatever. And they would always not like us very much. They not always, but more often than not, they would be very standoffish and kind of
hooks are bad.
Yeah,
hooks are for girls.
Bubblegum pop bullshit,
right,
Right. But their girlfriends would go buy a shirt or whatever,
I would say in your family, it would be called your husband's favorite band.
Yeah.
Right, because his wife is into super heavy.
She got me into super heavy stuff.
Love that.
Yeah. I mean, I was always into Thrice and into Story of the Year, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then like the Breaking Benjamins at the time. I'm not a huge fan of their newer stuff, but
I'm not either. I do love some old Breaking Benjamin.
Their old shit. I have a Breaking Benjamin tattoo.
I was gonna bring it up. I was gonna bring it up, but you beat me to it.
Hell yeah.
That's the one tattoo when people ask me like, what do you think of a tattoo? I always go, listen, I have a tattoo that I regret getting because I asked other people what tattoo I should get.
Right.
Still ended up getting the one that I wanted in the first place, but now I have a Breaking Benjamin tattoo on my leg.
I think that's sick, though. Honestly,
yeah, it is a pretty cool logo.
I honestly just think that like I have like tattoos that like aren't my favorite either, you know. But like at the same time, like I wanted it at one point or another, and like, you know, it's like a memory of a time, you know, of your life.
Yeah. That's the one thing I will say. Like the first two records of Breaking Benjamin are like, even phenomenal. The third one, you're like, that's my shit.
Yeah, incredible shit.
When I started listening to that stuff, like I brought that to my girlfriend at the time, who ended up becoming my wife, and she's just like, listen to like this, and it was like Every Time I Die and Kill Switch Engage and Under Oath and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I like this. I like this a lot. I like it a lot. Yeah. But yeah, I love your guys' stuff because like it reminds me a lot of like a Point North.
Yeah.
Where it's like
similar lane.
Yeah, where it's heavy, but it also it's not. You're not going to get like the screams and stuff like that. I know some of your older stuff has like more of that like post-hardcore feel to it. But this newer stuff is I love the integration of like heavier music, but then at the same time, it wouldn't be out of place going on like a top 40 station.
I love that.
Hooks are king, man. Hooks are king.
The key to writing a song, if you don't think the key to writing the song is making hooks that are catchy as fuck, go do something else.
Yeah, it's
right.
It do pay the bills, as they say. Not my bills quite yet, but we'll get there. Hopefully, that's the idea. I think we can get
start
there.
With like you got to start with like a lunch bill.
Yeah, which it's done that for sure.
Right. Yeah. At least
one time.
Victory.
It has paid a bill.
Gas bill.
But, yeah, it's definitely paid the gas bill.
See, there we go.
Yeah. This is plural now. Incredible progress. I mean, like, I love. All of us kind of listen to like poppier hip hop R&B type shit. And so like we started off as like this crazy like super dry like post-hardcore band because that's honestly what we all grew up listening to. We all love Seosin. We all love Silverstein, you know. Those bands fucking rip, you know, they still rip, and I still listen to them. That said, like, you just get like a lot more expression, and you can just be. It's easier to be creative with more sounds, and so adding all these like crazy production elements and everything just allows for it to just be like huge. And for this record, I think we mostly just wanted to have it be one of those records that was like, you know, like a start to finish sort of record where it like takes you somewhere or whatever. And it's just a lot easier to do that with a lot more sounds. So
sure.
How did that affect you as a drummer? Like, were you one of the drummers that was able to be open to all that very early and realize like, okay, I have to play more simply. I have to simplify what I'm doing. Or did you kind of fight that at the beginning and you were like, yo, man, I got to show that I'm good. And
you know, so on our first EP, it was like very, very like drums. Like there's fucking crazy drums on it. And the songs are fucking hard to play, man. Not that I don't enjoy playing them, but they're really fucking hard. And like I said, I mean, we still over the last like couple tours, we've played some of those songs, and like I enjoy. Like I said, I love playing those songs. But you know, I wasn't like super against it because at the end of the day, like I just want to write a fucking good song, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And like honestly, like I don't need to be the person in front always. Like it's like a big ego thing that I think that like in this scenario where a lot of drummers like feel like they're taking a step back. And probably on our second EP, our first release on Sharptone, New Language, I felt like I definitely did that on at least a couple songs, because we were just like trying to figure it out then.
Right.
But like I had accepted that this is like we're figuring it out, and like there's so many things that are like new and like we're trying to figure out that like I can't really, I can't like strong arm my way in there and have it be like a thing that like is going to sound good basically. So I wanted everyone to take the experience and like learn as much as possible, myself included, and like hopefully come out with some good songs. We got some good songs out of that, and then with this full length that we're releasing, Daydreamer, I definitely took an approach that was a little more, I was a little bit more strong on certain parts, whereas the previous EP I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do whatever is like, quote unquote best for the song. But like I have like a lot better understanding of songwriting after that experience. So with this record, we definitely were in there, and I definitely fought a lot more with Sam Guyana, shout out. We kind of fought him a little bit more on some of the parts, and eventually like we got to a point where he was like, oh yeah, I totally get what you're saying, basically why this is, like why it makes sense for you to like not necessarily overplay, but like be a little bit showing off a little bit,
do something.
And then like like it has like drums have its moment to shine, because we've worked with a lot of people where and like I know a lot of people where the drums just like they don't really care as long as they're cool, like as long as they hold the beat, which I respect that, but like for me, obviously as a drummer, I still want what I'm playing to be interesting. But yeah, I mean, I've also helped a little bit on on our most recent Daydreamer, writing some of the vocals too. So that also kind of helps me, understand, why I can't do some of these things.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because like you it's a balance. Certain things need to shine at certain times. So
interruption.
I was gonna do the hold up. Hey, but that was better.
Nice.
There's no time like today to take care of your hygiene.
Indeed.
And one of those things that can help you, if you're a man or a woman even, Manscaped. Manscaped can help you with their lawnmower 4.0.
Yeah.
Their Lawnmower 4.0 has skin-safe technology. It's a ceramic blade. It's waterproof. It's got a nice little LED light, so this way you can see underneath all those crevices.
Shave your privates in the shower in the dark. Don't actually do that.
Don't do that.
But you could.
Yeah, you could with Manscaped.
Because you have a light.
Indeed. And for guys, listen, the perfect package 4.0 is like where it's at for you guys, because it comes with not only the lawnmower, not only the weed whacker for your ear and nose holes.
Well, we got one. So bring it up real quick. What you also get, so yes, for one, you get the lawnmower 4.0, which is ceramic blades. It's not going to cut you. It's got a guard, so you can make sure that you got a trim in some spots. You got to the skin in other spots. You make sure that beanbag's shiny. We also have some...
Package that beanbag in...
underwear.
The underwear.
Yeah.
It's got the little ball pouch.
It does have the ball pouch.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's great.
Separate. It's technology.
This right here...
I like this.
Is for when you are shaving your balls.
Yeah.
It's little placemats, so this way...
It's like a newspaper.
Yeah. But then you just... You shave them, you crumple it up, you throw it away. No mess, no huss, no fuss.
Yeah.
Right?
It's also got some. It's got some fun, funny articles in it.
It does. It does when you read.
I recommend you definitely read it, but not while you're shaving your nuts.
No. There's the ball deodorant.
Yes, I use it every day. Crop preserver.
And the crop reviver.
I don't use it every day, but I have used it plenty of times.
It is pretty fantastic. You need that midday spritz.
Yep.
Just go for it. Freshens you up right away.
Who doesn't love a little spritz on the beanbag?
Exactly. And where do I keep it all? Well, right here. The shed, baby.
You know what? The shed is a pouch for the things to clean your pouch.
Exactly.
Right?
I use it personally for my toiletries when I travel.
You do? I've seen it.
I've got multiple. I've got a few of them.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, go ahead, manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD.
You get 20% off this entire order plus free shipping. Not only can you get the Perfect Package 4.0, but you can sign up for their program where they will send you new stuff automatically.
New blades.
Every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. You decide what you need. If you need new blades every 3 months, they'll send you new blades every 3 months. If you want to check out maybe the crop mops.
I can't talk about the crop mops enough.
They're my favorite thing.
Yes.
Get those every month.
When you come and you hang out with us and we see you and stuff like that, we always have crop mops on our person. So
yeah, it's like
sure
a business
us.
card, but for Manscaped and not us.
Yes. So go ahead, manscaped.com, promo code BACONPOD, 20% off, free shipping. Call it a day. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think it's a good way to think of it. You know, like I think that a lot of times, I know I've had that conversation with my drummer, where like he's an incredibly talented drummer and can play any style in any way, and can do a lot of impressive things. But then our band is not a prog band.
It's not a one-man show, you know.
Yeah, so we've had those conversations where it's like, and he's good about that too. But I do like, you know, we wrote a song that was way more dance focused, and it was like figuring out the right way to kind of like present that, and him too figuring out the right way to be like, okay, I'm not taking a step back. What I'm doing is I'm playing the exact right thing for this song.
Totally.
You know,
totally.
so like I'm doing I need
that
to
type
do.
of stuff like translates super well live too.
Yeah.
If you're playing the right part for the part, it's like, you know, like when you're playing it, it feels so fucking good. Honestly,
yeah.
It just like feels fucking great. Like I was like, you know, Wrong Way is like one of the songs that was like, you know, I'm not doing anything super super crazy. There's like a fill or two that's like pretty crazy, but other than that, like the song is kind of just like pocket. And I was like kind of concerned about playing it out on the first year we toured with Thousand Below on a full, like they had us, the band dropped off and we ended up hopping on a full US with them, and like it like was instantly the first time we played it, I was like, this is fucking sick. Like this is like my favorite song to play now, like because I can just like chill and like have personality, and then I have my one or two little parts that are like, I'm sauced right here,
right.
And then I can just like focus on nailing that, and then focus on just like bringing the performance, you know.
Well, he talked about like, and we talked about a couple times, it was like there's stuff you play to impress drummers,
yes,
and then there's stuff you play to make an entire room of people move.
Yeah, like the head bob. Give me the head bob.
And it doesn't matter what style of music you're into.
Wrong Way has this.
Yeah. Whatever music you're into, even if you're in heavy music, if there's a drummer and they're in the pocket and they're playing something that's gonna make you move, you cannot not move.
Right.
I don't care
you gotta
what.
fight it at the very least.
Yeah.
Like,
you literally gotta fold your arms and be a dick. Like there's nothing you can do. You're just like, oh, I hate this band. They're too soft. I can't stop moving.
Something I do want to ask, because you mentioned like the last EP you did, and now helping write with this new record. I had heard in another interview, and it wasn't with you because I haven't seen any interviews with you. But like,
this is actually I did one literally 2 days ago. But this would be my first interview and my first podcast. So,
nice. Cool.
Yeah. So
happy to pop your cherry.
Happy to do it.
Thank you for getting my podcast virginity.
Nice.
But all over with.
But I
always
did
remember
hear
your first.
There was a shout out to your solo project. If I remember correctly, Ice Bath.
Ice Bath. Yeah.
So what is that like? Well, first off, did that happen prior to the last EP or between that EP and this?
Actually, like directly after.
Okay.
Yeah, I had been making like stuff with one of my longtime homies, and it wasn't very good, but like it was sort of the gateway into saying like, hey, I could do this, and I essentially just like was like especially through the pandemic, because like that was just
right. Everybody
rough,
figured out their DAWs.
Obviously. Yeah. Also, like I just like had so much fucking time, you know.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, cool. Like I'm just gonna spend time writing this because like it's all meaningless right now.
Right.
And that was what I needed to have that excuse in my brain to take that sort of jump. But yeah, so I, started working on it with our previous guitarist. We started working on stuff, and then I liked it, and I ended up having it mixed and mastered by Anthony Reeder, who did a lot on that second EP, New Language. So he ended up mixing and mastering everything. After many revisions, I put out Ice Bath. And yeah, I just wanted to put it out. To be honest, it took way too long to put out, because it was like my first time singing. So like, it's like just one of those things where it's like kind of scary, because like I'm like, oh man,
Right.
like I'm just the drummer guy. Like I can't sing. No way. But yeah. So just put that out, and it's been chilling. Surprisingly, it doesn't have like the most monthly listeners or whatever. I'm still happy to have put it out. I still make solo stuff too. I'm just like a lot more focused on Dead Lake stuff at the moment.
Right, sure.
Understandably. And so there's that. But yeah. So
what kind of? Because I tried looking for it, I couldn't find it. What kind of music is it, and how did that help you help write for this record?
Like emo trap type thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
like very like Nothing Nowhere adjacent, sort of.
Sure.
It has like a lot of different. My goal was to keep like some amount of real drums in each song. So almost all of them have real drums at one point or another. And to find it, you can it's Ice Bath, and the EP's name is Polar.
Okay.
So if for anybody listening, if they want to check it out,
cool.
It's I like it a lot. It's good. But yeah, so it has like a very like it's just sad dudes singing on some beats, But yeah, it has like there's some like drum and bass vibes on it a little bit. There's like a boom bap song, which sounds super weird, but it's very like lo-fi y. And then just sort of that sort of situation. And then there's like kind of like a crazy like hyper pop adjacent like Travis Barker sort of thing going on. But yeah, so there's like some cool stuff on there.
That's awesome.
But yeah, definitely spent I spent a lot of time. I love like writing, like songwriting.
Yeah.
So it's like probably my favorite part of like the creative process, honestly. So on to your later question, which was how does it help me write for that? Obviously I had to write for myself, and being in a band with a incredible frontman like Sumner, who's very, very good at writing hooks, I also wanted to write good hooks. So I channeled as much of that energy as I could into writing a good hook. I tried my best. You need to go listen to it to find out if I did a good job or not. But I did a good enough job to at least get get some points on Daydreamer.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah, and it's honestly helped me like communicate a lot more with Sumner, both what I'm doing and what he's doing.
I'm sure.
So just because like I understand the process of like writing vocals a lot more. So and like how they're flowing on top of whatever beat is going on, and if what I'm doing is too much, or if what he's doing needs to like take a step back for a second or whatever. Not generally on the hook, because
right.
It's kind of the whole point.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, so.
I've learned like through the years. My drummer, I've been playing on and off with him for it's
ever,
like almost 20 years.
Yeah.
So like on and off different projects, that kind of stuff, and somehow we were able to like communicate that boom dat thing or I can use my fingers and show them. I've been trying to play drums myself recently. That's like a new thing on the podcast. So I'll eventually have a drum video up. It's not very good, but
I'm excited.
But like, no, that connection is huge. So do you do other instruments besides drums, or
I mean, like I can get by on like programming synths and stuff like that. If you give me a guitar, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. So I do the classic drummer thing where I'm like, I like just like da-na-na-na, you know, like I like mouth the notes,
verbalize it.
Whatever. You talk to us like we talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. You're like shabu ba ba ba, and I'm like, oh, bam 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 bam, you know, like whatever. Yeah. But yeah. So you know, I'm pretty good about like and like I understand more about like the production end of things now. So like I know like what different effects or whatever, and like what I generally want done to it, to make it sound like how I'm hearing it in my head. So I'm a lot better at communicating that, which is like honestly like huge. Like being able to communicate, like, because like I can say the notes, and if it's like this fucking weird ass tone, and like it doesn't have like the EQ that would be needed to understand, like in like the full context, like I'm trying to say, then it's just gonna sound weird, and I'm not gonna get my point across. So, having my vocals,
that a lot.
You know, like messed, like you know, like EQ'd like that has helped me understand what it is. So So.
Yeah, I think context is so super important when you're trying to write a song and communicate with your band members, or a producer or something. You have to have some kind of way to be like, okay, I'm gonna sing this to you or tell you these notes or whatever, but here's the context and the way that I think need to be.
Here are the three things that need to happen to this for it to sound like it's sounding in my head.
Right. Yeah.
And it might still be bad.
Right.
But we're gonna try it.
But that's the best possible chance we have is if you hear it like that.
If you do it like this, it'll probably sound good. Probably. And then sometimes it's a home run. So
right.
That's awesome.
And if they don't do it like that, you're left going like, what if it was done
it happens every once in a while. You're like, man, there's just too many steps in this. I don't think it's happening. It's okay. Let's just move on. You know, let's keep the ball rolling.
It takes me back to like singing violin parts to a violin player.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Like I had a breakdown in one of our most recent songs, and we sent it to a really incredible violin player because we were just like, this is what this needs in the middle, and she did something that was just way too much. And I was like, how do I explain? How do I explain what this needs to be? And I literally went up on the mic and I was like. And I'm like, ha 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 ha. I'm saying all these things.
So sick.
And I made like they were harmonized parts. And they were like, this is the dude, idea.
If you tracking vocals with this dude is
I hope that you still have
insane.
That. Like I'm assuming you recorded this and sent it to me, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, do you still have it?
Our producer still has it, yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. Blackmail.
I know. Yeah. I was like, can you give me that? And he was like, no, I'm going to hold on to this.
or I will put this out.
That's much like the cover of I Knew You Were Trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That if our friendship ever falters and it's ever done, out it goes.
You're like, here's the receipts for every way that he fucked me over. Right, and then also, here's this gem. Like, go to town, guys.
Enjoy.
Yeah. In the same vein, I feel like every producer that we've ever worked with always has like one thing of like, probably several, honestly, like one thing of fuckery. And there's a song on our new record that has just Anthony Kiedis, just like popping the fuck off,
just bong, like, ding, 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 ding,
you know, like, and like. Just over one of our songs, like it like fit perfectly. It was like the correct, which actually it's kind of crazy because like he very clearly did not. That was like not to like a metronome or anything like that. He was just like riffing, which is like insane. Honestly, like it's kind of insane. But yeah, just like there's just a Dead Lake song with like Anthony Kiedis just fucking going off, and it is like the most perfect fit ever. And that's like the opposite thing where I was like, please release this. Like, please put this out. But yeah, I feel like every producer has one. dirty or not so dirty little secret that they keep with them.
I feel like that could be almost like a Korn Twist. You ever hear that song?
Right. Oh yeah.
The Psycho Salad or whatever.
Right.
The Wiggles and Slipknot.
Yep. Wiggles and Slipknot.
Yes.
We have a song on our second record that there's a bridge in the middle where our bass player at the time wrote this like spoken word poetry that just kind of like was cool, and it was like, okay, we'll do that because that's great. But originally he hadn't written anything for it yet, and he was like, I have this idea of something spoken here. And so what he did, just for a placeholder, is he went in and he did the Fresh Prince song over our bridge, right? But then when he got to the end, he screamed Bel Air in like this crazy like this crazy metal voice. And when he came in and did his other thing, we were like, that's cool and all, but we're keeping the Bel Air scream.
Yeah.
So literally on our record is his like really cool heartfelt like thing, and at the end of it is him screaming Bel Air, but you just can't understand what it is because we threw reverbs on it and stuff.
That's
but it's
awesome.
It's him literally screaming the end of Fresh Prince.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
man, I love that. I love
fantastic.
that Tommy thing. He always does.
Yeah,
for sure. Something else I wanted to ask you about is so you talked about in your What's Your Bacon 7 Questions, which is the previous video or episode on this feed.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Go check it out.
It's sequential stuff, man.
Yeah.
You talked about Magic the Gathering.
Oh
being a bacon of yours. I played that like junior high school. I have almost not in a like I don't hate on it. I have an aversion to it because the comic book shop that's like right by me is a very big tournament spot. Like they do the tournaments at night and every night. Like there's closing hours and then
there's tournament hours.
Right, exactly.
You're the old man that just wants to get in and get your stories and get out.
I walked in there one day.
Give me my comic books, you fuck.
Right. I walked in there one day and I got the dirtiest looks, like even dirtier than like smoke on the water at fucking Guitar Center. Like who the fuck is this old dude? And why is he looking at graphic novels? Go look at the comics, you fucking drag. Like I was mortified. I haven't stepped foot in there again.
I will say that one, local card shops can tend to be an incredibly tight community.
Yes.
Yeah.
That does not allow for, especially when it's Magic the Gathering, where they don't like random people coming in at their time.
Yeah, that's not your shopping time.
Which is like stupid as fuck, honestly, because like you're going to the shop and realistically you probably want this Magic the Gathering comic book shop to like be successful, you know.
Right.
But like they don't actually care about it. They say they do, they don't care about it. They just want their little hangout spot, which is fine. And like I will say that I play it. It's it is something I've done for a really, really long time. I have a healthy respect for certain aspects of the Magic the Gathering community. And honestly, I think that people like Post Malone have done a lot for Magic and making it not fucking just debilitatingly awful of a community as it could be.
Actually, funny enough, I think him and one of the singers of I'd Prevail were just at some real big con, some Magic con recently, and they were doing pictures all over social media about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's actually really popular among band people. Surprisingly, a lot of band people play Magic.
But that and Pokemon.
And Pokemon. I'm not a Pokemon person at all. I played like growing up or whatever. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Too growing up, but like I was like 12 or something like that, and was not my shtick. It's cool, but yeah, not my thing. But yeah, Magic the Gathering just has like this really intense community that like at the higher ends of things where you're spending a lot of money on cards and stuff like that, those people tend to go one of two ways. They're either like a completely normal fucking person that just like wants to just play Magic and have a good time, which is what you would expect most people to be. But then there's like the really like gatekeepy, like really kind of shitty, like not very nice people who like very clearly, there was like a social.
And this is the place where we're gonna edit.
You have to have these songs.
How do you feel about editing right here? Quick reminder that this show is brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Mythical Beards. Check them out, mythicalbeards.com. You can get stickers, you can get hoodies, you can get all that kind of stuff, but most importantly, you can get shit for your face.
Keep your beard fresh, keep it clean, keep it groomed. If it's good enough for Mick Foley, god damn it, it's good enough for us.
I'm wearing the Kraken right now.
I am actually wearing the Dracula.
Nice.
And that's why I smell like an old-time barbershop.
If you go to mythicalbeards.com and use the promo code
BACON15,
you get 15% off your entire order. The show is also brought to you by our good friends at GrillYourAssOff.com, where you can also get 15% off of your order of all spices, grilling rubs.
They're delicious freaking sauces.
Yes, delicious sauces, all that kind of stuff. Every season is grilling season if you like to cook.
Yes.
So definitely check it out. GrillYourAssOff.com. Use the promo code
BACON because it'll keep grilling season all year fucking long.
15% off with the promo code. 10% off at drinkwildbills.com, where you can get all kinds of great sodas, which we've seen lots of mixers for. So keep sending them in. Hashtag drinkwildbills. Hashtag what's your bacon. Send us your beverage options.
Of choice.
And also poddex.com. You can see them in another part of the show.
Yes, indeed.
But both of those, 10% off, use the promo code BACON. So
yes.
Check it out. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you got. Use them. Find them. If you can't remember what we just said, go to baconismypodcast.com. Everything's there. Check it out. Thanks for watching. We're gonna cut this part right out of the show. Cut it out right out of the show.
Yeah!
Here's when we wait for our guest to come back because his internet sucks. Yeah.
We're back.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Dude, you don't know all
right.
all the golden songs that we just
wait.
created.
Just wait till the episode when this
incredible.
happens.
In the middle of the time.
I love that. I love that.
Great stuff.
A little surprise for me.
But yeah, dude,
I pulled out my best Jack Black.
Incredible. I love that. That's what a absolutely goated individual.
Absolutely.
What I will say is, like, you know, you said like it could be toxic or whatever, but I like being a local musician could be just as fucking toxic because let's be honest here, like
definitely
musicians, they're all washwomen, and then you got like the pro wrestling community. We enjoy pro wrestling, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, but from the podcast Twitter, I engaged with like a prominent news reporter in the wrestling space. And
why would you do that?
I don't know why. I literally I did it on like Friday night, and I'm still getting fucking messages about people going back and forth about this, and I'm like, what did I do? Like, I said something not to the contrary to what he was saying, and it was like, wow, you like it really brings out like the shitty people.
Yeah, well, there's a barrel of people, and there are inevitably some people at the bottom of that barrel.
It's like a punch bowl.
That is true. With
a lot of turds that you gotta.
Well, no, like imagine you're in a barrel with people. If you're in a barrel with people and you're on the bottom, you got in first, right?
Yeah, you've been there a long time.
You're the only thing in your face is feet and ass. And that is going to give you a negative. That's going to give you a negative disposition. You're going to be testy. You're going to have feelings.
Sure.
You're going to feel like I need to lash out.
Yeah.
About
and then you're also
things.
down there with the rest of them too. You know, all the other people that are. You know,
and those are the
angry.
people that you're having common with too. You're like, dude, you see this foot and ass? And they're like, yeah man, shit. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, we're together. And they're like, yeah, what are your feelings? Here's mine. I'm mad. Me too.
Yeah. Don't fuck those people at the top over there. They don't understand.
Right. And then the people at the top of the barrel are just kind of like, I don't see what everybody's problem is.
Yeah, they're like, I kind of like it in this barrel.
Yeah, this is all right.
Barrel. I don't know what's really going on with this barrel, but I kind of like it.
I'm a little gassy today, but I don't know what the big deal is.
At least my head's out.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, but, I mean, I love competitive Magic specifically. I probably play it on, like, an axis that's, like, a little bit different than what most, like, people typically end up getting into.
Right.
But, like, that just comes from me, like, having done well in, like, an event when I was, like, 16 and winning money. Because, like,
it's a good motivator.
$800 when you're, like, 16 off of something,
dude.
off of like not a real job, you know,
right.
is like off of just like playing a game that you enjoy playing is like insane. Like that's you're the richest person in the entire world.
Dude, I can't.
What did you blow at 16? What did you blow that money on?
Right.
Weed.
How long did it last? How long did the money last?
Not very long. Not very long. Like weed and Chinese food. And probably more Magic cards, honestly, because like
I was gonna say
that is kind of the natural progression of what goes on, as it turns out.
What is the most expensive Magic card you've purchased?
That I've purchased, like how much I've spent on the Magic card?
Yes.
I like one singular Magic card. Probably like $150, but I haven't done that recently. That was like quite a while back.
Right.
But it was in Magic they have this thing called the reserve list. It's just like a list of cards that they're never going to print again, and they're from like super old sets. So it's essentially just like like an asset that appreciates. So I paid $150 for it, and I actually sold it for like $200.
That's great.
So like, yeah, I that is a W. And honestly, I probably could have gotten more money for it. I just was like, I'm involved in that community. Somebody was like, I'll give you $200 for it, and I was like, yeah, sure. Right. I don't want $200. You know, symbols are expensive. You know.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's fucked up. My strings cost this much. You know, $400 strings. But yeah. So that's probably the most expensive card. I'm not like crazy loaded like Post Malone. I can't buy a Black Lotus. I did, however, work at my first job, which I had mentioned, was at a card shop. They also sold comic books and sports cards and all sorts of TCG games or whatever. And they have the Guinness World Record, or at least they did. I don't know if it's up to date. But they have the Guinness World Record for the most expensive comic book ever sold.
Oh, really? What was it?
I believe it's an Action Comics #1 or whatever. I don't know.
Okay, that's Superman.
Yeah, the first appearance of Superman, it was a pristine 10. So.
Wow.
Yeah, which is fucking insane. Like that's like wild.
At one
$1.5 million or something.
I was gonna say at one point, like I remember that thing being worth like, God, it was like last time I looked, it was like $750,000 for that.
I still haven't.
I can't remember what condition that was in, but it was like, holy shit.
I still haven't brought myself.
Is like pretty much fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Like that's like an anomaly.
Yeah.
And so understandable that the first appearance of Superman ever that's in perfect condition.
Right.
Because there's literally only one of those. Like you're never going to find another one of those.
Right.
That's impossible. Understandable that it would go for like ridiculous dumb amounts of money. And also, they also have the most expensive Magic card ever. So
wow,
that's like less surprising because like Magic started in Washington. So
okay,
yeah. So they have like it's called Black Lotus. They have the most expensive one. So it's like a BGS 9, 5, or 10, or I think it's a BGS 10. But yeah. Anyway,
I still haven't gotten myself like I have a box of comics, like tons of comics. I've got like the two first issues of Wolverine on like the miniseries and the full series and stuff like that, I haven't come to like sending it out to get graded.
Yeah.
Because it's
you'd be surprised at like the certain things. Like, I mean, you could have like done everything correct, and then like when it got shipped or something, or like
Staples
when it was printed, like affects like the grade of it. So like you know, like it's also just like, I mean, you probably don't ever open those to look at them. Right. So I mean, it's probably worth it for you to do that, because I think it's like $50 or $100 to.
Well, you can sell them for way more once you do that.
It's a lot harder to sell them, but yeah, you can sell them for way more. Yeah, like because
I know I have like 6 long boxes in my mom's attic of stuff, and it's like when I used to go to cons and I used to go to shows more, and I used to buy things when I was like collecting.
Yeah.
You know. So I have like some signed things, and I'm always kind of like, okay, let me get it appraised. And it's like, oh shit, it's going to cost so much. To get
it does cost a lot of money, and like the thing is if it's not in good condition, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
You're like so fucked. But that's the game, you know.
That is. That's the thing.
That is the game.
Speaking of games,
yes, we're about to play one.
We're gonna play one.
Yeah.
We're gonna play one.
Sure. Yeah.
And what we're gonna do is
incredible segue, by the way.
I am the segue guy.
He's the segue guy.
They never go this way.
Okay.
It just I latched onto something. I probably could have gone another 10 minutes.
Yeah, but
he's a description guy too. Wait till you hear this. It's gonna be amazing.
Fuck you.
You're like, when is he gonna say game? When is he gonna say game?
Okay,
this is gonna be incredible. Just wait till he describes what's happening.
So what we're doing is we're gonna do a little paying of the bills with a sponsor of ours called Poddex. And what Poddex is, it's decks of cards.
Here it is.
Fuck you. It's decks of cards that have different topics. And within each deck, there's 50 cards. Within each card is a question. And what we like to have our guests do is pick a deck from these pod decks. So, Chon, you have Would You Rather, What the Heck, Interview Deck 2, Episode Deck, What the Fuck, and How Dare You! We'd like you to pick one of those decks.
Dude, before he even does that, I want to shake your hand because that was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that was the best
problem
ever. That was the best ever.
Well, it's because you really fucked me up the last one. The last one goes down in history as like, wow, this guy doesn't have his shit together at all.
I'm glad you could, bring it back.
You pulled it together.
But I pulled it together.
Is here.
That was excellent.
I would like What the Fuck. Because I say that's those 3 words more than most people.
So I will tell you that these decks, the way that they're kind of designed, it could be super benign G-rated question, or it could be like, what did you just say to me? Like,
we just met an hour ago. Like, relax.
Yeah,
we have
fine.
no idea which one it's going to be.
I'm fully accepting the What the Fuck and all it brings. That's fine.
So, I'm just saying it could be a lot more boring than we're thinking too.
Okay,
that could happen.
Okay.
But while he's shuffling, I will tell everybody that if you go to poddex.com, you can check out these decks and any other. They come up with new stuff all the time. They also have an app. They also have T-shirts and stuff. And those T-shirts are great because they don't chafe your nipples because they're a good material. So they're nice. Nice T-shirts.
Those nipples safe.
We hate T-shirts that are rough on the nips. Those suck. If you go there, make a cart for yourself. Buy some stuff. Use the promo code BACON.
Because everything's better with bacon.
And get 10% off your entire order.
Indeed.
All right.
All right, Chon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fan these out. He's going to take the finger of power. See? What are you going to do?
I'm going to go from my left to my right, your right to your left. You tell me when to stop, and that'll be your question. So we are starting now. Moving.
Now.
All right.
Direct center, baby. The meat.
See, this is
benign.
This is benign. Have you ever eaten a whole tube of Pringles by yourself?
Is there any other way?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever not?
Yeah. Keep going. We can keep going.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got next time.
Let's go right from the get-go, right now.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
What's something that's invisible that you wish people could see? So what do you want people to be able to see on you randomly?
Oh man, I'd like people to be able to see. It's not like fully invisible, but I would like people to see exactly how drunk I am, and I would like to be able to see that for other people.
That's great.
Yeah, I feel like because I bartend also, it'd be great for me because there'd be like a nice solid. I could be like, all right, you do not need another one, brother.
Right.
And then also for me, I would not have to deal with like the plethora of like, you doing okay, man? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm good, I swear. And then
that
if
little
I
gauge up on
good,
top is like, no.
If I wasn't good, then they could be like, no, you're not. You're a fucking lying piece of shit.
Right.
And that would be also good. So I think that the world would be a better place if that was true. So
I really love that.
I do too.
I think that is the greatest answer for a Poddex answer ever.
I would like to see that on people, and I would like people to see that on me as well.
Yeah, no. I think that's important. I wouldn't have had to been poured into the trunk of one of my trucks at one of your shows.
Right.
And if you could see it on yourself too.
Yeah.
That would be sick. That'd be dope. Like you just had like a livometer, your liver.
What
does your gauge go to? Like so for example, like mine goes from like probably 0 to like good time to like don't have him speak around people that you respect. Like
oh my god. Mine probably goes from 0 to like I'm having fun to like I am literally a snail. I'm literally a snail and my slime is everywhere.
Right.
But I don't get to the snail end of things very often. So
I'm kind of like that too, where it's like 0 to sleep.
Yeah.
Right. And then like I'm not like I engage in great conversation, but then I'll eventually be like I gotta go, and then like the time that we had a fan, a mutual friend, a fan of both of our bands that bought me tons and tons of drinks at one of his shows.
Yes.
And I was told that I had great conversation with everybody.
Yeah.
And then when I was done, I just went to the bar and went to sleep. And then the security people were like, hey, you can't sleep there. And I was like,
get out of here, man.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I have great conversation, and then I get to that point where I'm like looking around the bar going, whose life can I fix?
Oh, shit. It's the bartender in you,
Right.
You're like,
come talk to me, and I'm going to tell you all the mistakes you're making.
When I'm trapped behind the bar, I don't want this.
Right.
But when I'm on the other side of the bar, it's my turn to terrorize you, motherfucker.
I got you.
You had a table by yourself?
I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
Yeah. You guys sitting at a table by yourself? Not anymore.
Oh, God. That's awesome. That's probably what my Poddex choice.
Yeah,
nice.
I like that.
Too. I like that too.
So as a cook, we just recently spoke about cooking blunders.
Yes.
I went through a dozen eggs trying to poach an egg.
Mm-hmm.
Could not fucking figure it out. I put Peter Luger's bacon and Kobe beef burgers on a grill, set shit on fire. What kind of fun kitchen blunders have you?
I tried to sear skirt steaks on a lunchbox sized grill with like 4 coals in it.
What?
I think that my biggest one was that I walked into my normal shift and there was a fryer at my shift, and they had just washed because they had dropped like the baskets for the fryers.
Right.
So I set the fryers on. I'd gotten them all good. They dropped them and they put them in. And they didn't tell me. So they're just like super wet, and it's like 7 a.m. I just dropped them, and it was just like,
oh shit!
Holy shit!
Yeah, and
did you get burnt?
That was no. I was fine. I was fine. It was just very loud and messy.
Yeah,
awful to clean up, but it was fine. It was cool. It was a really loud. And mostly because I was just like fuck, man, god damn it, why didn't you fucking tell me? That or I had some like I had my coworker just like I was like not really paying attention, and so it's like you're supposed to like check stuff and make sure it's good or whatever.
Right.
We fucked up this dude's pizza like 4 fucking times.
Oh.
And like every time we were like, yeah, we'll just give it to you free, man. And then we're like, oh, we accidentally forgot this, and they're like, yeah, I'm vegan, and I was like, shit, there's cheese on it. Okay, we'll just give you a gift card or whatever. Like it just like by the 4th time he was like, really, guys? And I was like, yeah, man, honestly, I really don't even have an excuse anymore. I'm sorry. And he's like, it's fine, man. I was like, go get a drink from the bar. I'll buy it. It's fine, man. But yeah, that's like less serious. But yeah, just the fucking water in the oil, man. Good lord.
Dude, yeah. that you double clean that up.
That's a scary one.
That fryer. That's I'm sure.
Yes, it's you know.
How is it walking by that fryer afterwards?
You know, I was working on walks at the time, so honestly, nothing is as bad as like molten lava, like sugar soy sauce on my arm, like ripping off my hair. Like that's pretty rough.
That's rough. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, or sometimes like just like I don't have like most people in kitchens like end up losing their like feeling in their
right.
And like the palms and like fingers, like
right.
their fingers and stuff like that. And mine is from when I was working at pizza. We would sometimes I would just like pull out pizzas, as one does, with my hands, and they're sometimes on grates. But you pull them out, typically not on them, or like very briefly on, like you pull them out like that. Problem is like. We have like these cast irons. We were making like Sicilian pizzas, so we pull them out with like tongs, you know, like solid, like literal pliers, basically. Pull them out of the you know, like the cast iron or whatever. And for some reason, my brain, when we were busy, would always just be like, "Oh yeah, just grab it, and put it down below, or whatever." And it would be like ripping hot, and there'd be like 7 of them, so I just grab both of them. And after like the 8th or 9th time of doing that, I don't. This part of my hands has seen better days. Like the palms of my hands could feel more, and I would be happier. But you know, it's okay. Also, like playing drums, you know.
Oh yeah, that fucks you up too.
Yeah, you know that's kind
of a lot of calluses in a lot of places on the hands.
A lot of calluses, which actually helps for cooking.
You're right.
So you know.
I got the guitar fingertips.
I got the fingertips, so I can flip things.
Same deal. Musicians in general just actually make very, very good cooks.
Right.
At least good ones. So most of my experience with like other musician like coworkers at restaurant jobs that I've had have been generally very positive. One, because they don't have a problem getting into like a rhythm, usually, and like they just try to get the shit done because it's honestly just as stressful as like playing a show or something, you know?
Yeah,
true.
So,
yeah. That's something I never really like correlated.
No, that makes sense though. It makes a lot of sense. I get it. All right. Well, we have taken up a super amount of your time today, so thank you so much for hanging with us for so long.
Oh yeah,
of course. That, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This has been great. I've enjoyed it.
Before we go, please let everybody know one more time where they can find you, where they can find everything Dead Lakes, where they can find everything that's going on.
So you can find Dead Lakes at Dead Lakes Band at most social medias, so Instagram and everything, except for Twitter, which is Dead Lakes Boys, BOIZ. And you can find any sort of Dead Lakes things going on. Check out Strange Juice. You can find that on the Sharptone YouTube page or on Spotify. Other than that, you can find my personal social medias at Kublai Chon, as in like Kublai Khan, but instead of Khan, it's Chon, Chon. So Kublai Chon. And then you can find, just because we talked about it in this, you can find my solo music at Ice Bath, all one word, and the record is Polar, like, you know, the ice caps. And
cold.
yeah, so check it out. Mostly check out Dead Lake stuff though, because we're putting out a record called Daydreamer,
which is fucking awesome. I know somebody who kind of yeah. No, I like it. I love the record.
I love that. So check it out. Leave a comment. Tell me how much you hate it. That'll be awesome. Honestly,
right.
I love it.
If you're gonna review something negatively, at least tell people why.
Yeah.
Don't just go 1 star, 0 star.
Be creative.
Yeah, like give me the reason why you don't like it at least. Or don't. It's fine. But like, I would prefer if you did. Anyway, you can find us on all those places. And yeah, that's everything.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And I will ask you again. We asked you during What's Your Bacon in 7 questions, and now we've had a little bit more time to talk, and we've talked about more things that you like and more things that you've been into as well. Before, it was Magic the Gathering and music. So, would you have the same answer, or would you have a different answer right now?
I would like
Chon, what's your bacon?
Add tequila is part of my bacon.
Yeah.
And I would also like to add. That's mostly it. Cooking is really nice for me, but I don't know if it's my bacon,
Right.
But we'll say sure. Cooking's part of my bacon too. So
a lot of things are fun.
A lot of things.
It might not be your bacon.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. It's not my bacon.
Right.
We're going with tequila, Magic the Gathering, and fucking music. Like playing drums, writing songs.
Pretty awesome. I love it.
That sounds like our stuff.
So thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. Everybody, please go out and check out Strange Juice now. Check out Daydreamer when it comes out. And remember to ask yourselves every single day, Chon, what should they ask themselves?
What is your bacon? What
What's
makes you
your
happier
bacon?
in life?
Yes.
Hell yeah, bro. Have a great one. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you. Welcome back. Yo, great segue. I think that you blew the first version of this intro outro just so that I had to tell you what a great segue you had another time. So I had to compliment you again.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Because you really did a good one, and I feel like it should be noted.
I'm also not saying that you're wrong.
Right. I'm just saying. I feel like it should be noted.
It should be noted.
Because it was fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, it is now the high bar of segues.
It is the high bar of segues, and I am also the fucking segue master.
Well, you did a good one today. You did a good. You're the master of today's segue in this episode.
I am.
Yes.
I fucking am.
You ruled it.
You love that, right?
I do love that.
You love that.
I do love that.
Also, what else do you love? Where would you like to love people to show you love?
I love that you can find me at Jim and G's Shoes on all the socials, and you can show me your love or your hate. I could care less. You show me all of it. You can also find my band Craving Strange at cravingstrange.net. Give us all your love and your hate. We love it all. Take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll give it back. We'll give it back, but we will also take it. We got new music coming out. Check that out. Check out Bacon is My Podcast at baconismypodcast.com, where you can find our band, Bacon is My Passion, which you can watch us make the new Bacon is My Passion EP right now live every Thursday on Twitch.
Yes, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/baconismypod.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun experience.
Do that.
We're just getting into it now. It's live every week, so come on, check it out. Let us know what you think. You get to hear some stuff, and you get to see the process. While you're on baconismypodcast.com, you can also check out all our sponsors, find all that kind of stuff too. Get episodes, check out our merch page, all that kind of good stuff. Where can they find you and everything that is you?
Personally, at me, my own self, Mike. That's where I kind of share everything that the podcast is doing, and I share some kitty pics, the kids, and the family,
the
children's. They're pretty awesome.
Children.
But also, I do have a band. It's called Something Heavy. You can find it on all social platforms at Something Heavy Music, and on all the streaming platforms like the Spotify's and the Apple Musics and the
the fruits and the spots and the and the D's and the TVs and the hearts and the minds and the
hearts and minds.
Yeah. Check us out on our Patreon, Bacon Is My Podcast, patreon.com/Bacon Is My Podcast. If you want to help out the show specifically and get some extra stuff, early stuff, live stuff, stuff. Check it out. If you're a listener, thank you for being a listener. We appreciate you. Give us a review. Give us a follow, all that, blah, 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 blah. Follow us, find us, check us out, share us with your friends, stay in the conversation with hashtag What's Your Bacon, hashtag Bacon Is My Pod. And remember to ask yourself every single day the number one question that makes your life better every day. Don't forget.
What's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
Peace. More peace. Bitch.
All right.